Picture a simple date on the calendar and imagine how many powerful stories are hidden behind it. Some days quietly pass without notice, while others become connected to moments that change the course of history. Wars begin, inventions appear, leaders rise, and discoveries reshape the way people understand the world. April 10th is one of those fascinating days. Across different centuries, this date has witnessed events that affected journalism, exploration, natural disasters, and one of the most famous voyages in maritime history. Some of these moments inspired progress and innovation. Others became lessons learned through tragedy. But together, they reveal how history unfolds in unexpected ways. Stay with me until the end, because one of the events connected to April 10th involves a ship that people once believed was almost impossible to sink. And if you enjoy discovering the hidden stories behind every day on the calendar, take a moment to like the video and tell me in the comments which event surprised you the most. Because when we begin to explore history one day at a time, something amazing becomes clear. Every single day has a story. Our first story begins in the 19th century. The year was 1847. On April 10th, a boy was born who would grow up to become one of the most influential figures in the history of journalism. His name was Joseph Pulitzer. Pulitzer was born in Hungary and later immigrated to the United States as a young man. Like many immigrants during that time, he arrived with little money but with strong determination to build a new life. During the late 1800s, newspapers were becoming the primary way people learned about events happening around the world. Radio and television did not yet exist, so printed newspapers carried enormous influence. Pulitzer quickly recognized the power of journalism. He believed newspapers should do more than simply report events. They should investigate corruption, expose injustice, and hold powerful individuals accountable. After purchasing and developing several newspapers, including the New York World, Pulitzer introduced a style of journalism that attracted millions of readers. His newspapers featured bold headlines, investigative reporting, illustrations, and stories that spoke directly to ordinary people. Although some critics argued that this style sometimes became sensational, Pulitzer's influence permanently changed the newspaper industry. Perhaps his greatest legacy came after his death. He left funds to establish a prestigious award that would recognize excellence in journalism, literature, and music. Today, that award is known as the Pulitzer Prize. Every year, journalists and writers who produce outstanding work receive this honor. Winning a Pulitzer Prize is considered one of the highest achievements in journalism. Pulitzer's life reminds us how powerful truthful reporting can be in shaping society. And his birth on April 10th marked the beginning of a legacy that continues to influence journalism today. Now let us move forward to one of the most famous voyages ever attempted across the Atlantic Ocean. The year was 1912. In the busy port city of Southampton, England, crowds gathered along the harbor to watch the departure of a magnificent new ocean liner. The ship was called the RMS Titanic. At the time, the Titanic represented the height of modern engineering and luxury travel. It was the largest passenger ship ever constructed. The vessel stretched more than 880 feet in length and featured massive steam engines capable of powering the ship across the Atlantic Ocean. But the Titanic was not only impressive because of its size. It was also designed to offer extraordinary comfort to its passengers. First-class travelers enjoyed elegant dining halls, luxurious cabins, a grand staircase, libraries, and even swimming pools. Second-class passengers experienced comfortable accommodations that were considered better than many ships' first-class sections of earlier eras. Meanwhile, third-class passengers, many of whom were immigrants seeking new lives in America, boarded the ship with hope and excitement. More than 2,000 passengers and crew members boarded the Titanic for its maiden voyage. On April 10, 1912, the ship slowly left the harbor at Southampton and began its journey toward New York City. As the Titanic moved away from the docks, crowds waved and cheered. For many people watching, the ship symbolized human progress and technological confidence. Some even believed the ship was unsinkable because of its advanced design and safety compartments. But history would soon prove otherwise. Only 4 days after its departure, the Titanic struck an iceberg in the icy waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. The damage caused the ship to begin sinking during the early hours of April 15th. More than 1,500 people lost their lives in the disaster. The tragedy shocked the entire world. Newspapers across many countries reported the story, and public investigations soon followed. As a result of the disaster, major changes were introduced to improve maritime safety. Ships were required to carry enough lifeboats for all passengers. Emergency communication systems were strengthened, and international ice patrols were created to monitor dangerous icebergs in the Atlantic shipping lanes. Even more than a century later, the story of the Titanic continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. Books, documentaries, and films continue to explore the events surrounding that tragic voyage. And it all began when the ship set sail on April 10th. But April 10th is also connected to one of the most powerful natural events ever recorded in human history. The year was 1815. In the Indonesian archipelago stood a massive volcano known as Mount Tambora. On April 10th of that year, Mount Tambora erupted with extraordinary force. The explosion was so powerful that it could be heard thousands of kilometers away. Massive clouds of ash and volcanic debris were thrown high into the atmosphere. Entire villages near the volcano were destroyed. Tens of thousands of people lost their lives due to the eruption itself and the famine that followed. But the effects of the eruption did not remain limited to Indonesia. Ash and volcanic gases spread across the atmosphere and affected global climate patterns. The following year, 1816, became known as the year without a summer. Across parts of Europe and North America, temperatures dropped dramatically. Snow fell during months when warm weather was expected. Crops failed in many regions, causing food shortages and economic hardship. The eruption of Mount Tambora demonstrated how powerful natural forces can influence the entire planet. Even today, scientists continue to study the event to better understand volcanic activity and climate change. When we step back and look at April 10th across history, something remarkable becomes clear. The birth of a man who helped transform modern journalism. The departure of a magnificent ship that would soon become one of the most famous maritime tragedies in history. And a volcanic eruption powerful enough to affect the climate of the entire world. Each of these events belongs to a completely different chapter of human history. Yet they are all connected to the same day on the calendar. History is shaped not only by wars or political decisions. It is also shaped by innovation, exploration, and the powerful forces of nature. Every date holds stories waiting to be discovered, moments that changed societies, influenced cultures, and revealed the strength and vulnerability of human civilization. And April 10th reminds us that even a single day can connect events across centuries, because every single day has a story. On this day, a future pioneer of journalism was born. On this day, a legendary ship began a voyage the world would never forget. And on this day, one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions in recorded history reshaped the global climate. Through moments like these, history quietly moves forward. And every date on the calendar holds discoveries waiting to be explored. If you want to know what happened in history every single day, subscribe.